Everybody, welcome to the Hobby Hangout, episode one. Uh, let's talk a little bit about this before we start. Nathan hit me up. We talked about doing more content together, just hanging out, providing a place to hang out, talk about the hobby, and we figured we'd probably do this maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, depending how it goes. But as always, we want to introduce new people that I haven't spoken to Donnie on camera before, but we've definitely interacted. So our first guest, Donny Boy McCoy, uh,
Huh?
Donny Boy
Thanks for having
McCoy underscore collects on IG, and yeah, man, welcome to the Hobby Hangout, bro.
me. Yeah, when you guys asked me if I could be, would be a guest, man, definitely honored, and I appreciate you guys very much for thinking of me. But I think most of the thing is like both of you guys. We have NSDC podcast. I always watch that, and then we also have Mental Con coming up around the corner, and it's crazy getting into this hobby, making friends along the way, but then also like looking forward to those kind of things. Like MentalCon is like a staple to any card collector. They all, talk about it and waiting for it to come again after it's already passed, So yeah, thank you guys.
No, man.
Yeah, man. Happy to have you here. We got a couple people in chat here. William's here. What's up, William?
What's up,
Some of
William?
some of the regs we see everywhere.
Yeah.
We got Bubs Rips. What's up,
What's
man?
up,
How
Bub?
you doing?
up?
He's like at the Batman cutout. When he stepped away earlier, Doom. When he stepped away, I was like, did he pop up a logo thing? Like, where'd that come from?
No, it's right
I
there,
thought it
man.
was like an overlay. That was really cool though. Snick, what's up? How you guys doing? Yeah.
Jane, how's
Oh,
it going?
man.
Yeah, a few of you guys I see over in one of the discords, kind of in the voice chat there every now and then. You guys have like a little group that you hang out with. Raj is in there all the time.
Yeah, Raj.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys.
Shout out to
Hey,
Rod.
speaking of
There
Raj,
you go.
Mhm.
see, yeah,
There he
see,
is.
yeah, they stroll together.
For sure.
It's
Yeah.
like when Will shows up in the chat, drops his obligatory.
Oh, then
yo,
everybody else shows
you
up.
see,
Yeah,
you see the start seeing everybody else pop
yeah,
there. Yeah,
of course.
yep.
Yeah, 100%.
Tony, what's up, man? How are you?
Tony,
What's up, Tony?
Tony, I gotta charge you 25% for every comment. So.
I do want to say up front, Hobby Hangout, for those who aren't in the Hobby Hangout or aren't aware of Hobby Hangout, just a place for us to hang out, talk about all types of collectibles. There's a Facebook group, and then there's a Discord, which I'm mostly in the Discord. But yeah, make sure click on the descriptions. Should be some links there, and if you haven't joined, go ahead and join.
Yeah, feel free to join, guys. It's a really low pressure type group. Share mostly. The Discord group does allow you to post sales stuff there if you want. There's a couple channels specifically for that. The Facebook group, we only allow the artists to post stuff for sale, so it keeps the threads a lot cleaner. A lot smaller group, but it's not just restrictive to one genre. It can be Turtles, it can be DC, it can be anime, it can be action figures, it can be Hot Wheels. It doesn't matter. It's a place for collecting. The only thing that's not allowed in the Facebook group is sports stuff. So unless you get special permission for that, but because we want it to be non-sports, it's non-sports. We want to nerd out. So
yes, for the most part, we're not sports. So,
Paul, how you doing tonight?
Paul.
Here.
so what's up, man?
How do you feel about turtlenecks? Oh gosh, Tony's going into it already.
Man.
All right. Sin?
So,
Is it Sin? Sydney? Sydney? Oh,
That's right.
oh
That's
wow.
Raj's
Look-
wife.
Oh, that's
Okay.
Raj's wife.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Hi. Welcome.
Hello.
Tim,
Tim.
what's up, man? How you doing?
Superstar.
Yeah. Superstar. He got announced to be on a couple Marvel sets as a sketch card artist, and then they pulled the sets.
Oh,
They took it away from us. So hopefully, fingers crossed. I think he's doing some stuff for DC. Hopefully. So
Yeah.
and that you're talking about Off-White Tim?
Yes.
yeah, I'll play
man.
Tim. Yep.
He is an amazing artist, man. I'm trying to get to that level because he does amazing work.
And you do a pretty damn stellar job yourself. So
Thank
Yeah,
you.
man.
Appreciate
keep
that.
working at it.
Absolutely.
Keep putting your work out there. That's the biggest thing. So
Yeah.
that was with Tim too. Like when he first started, he didn't feel comfortable with it. And I'm speaking for him. So Tim, he'll yell at me later if I say it wrong, but I feel like that was a big step for him, was putting his work out there initially,
Oh yeah,
and
same
then
here.
kind of building on that. So
That's my next step. I've been getting things situated and ready, having a couple sketch cards to present, because I would do one and I'm like, this is good enough, and then I'll learn new techniques, and I'm like, no, I'll wait. So soon I'll be posting some stuff.
Nice. Good.
chat's like, Donny's pro. Donny looking fly tonight with his new hairdo. What?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
hair
it's the-
every week.
Oh, you got the trim. Yeah, I got the
Yeah,
trim.
yeah.
My wife yelled at me. I had to cut my hair the other day, and I was like, just the beard was starting to get a little shaggy on me, and I just shaved it all off too. And she's
Yeah.
like, "What did you do?" I'm like, "Sorry, babe. Give it a few days. It'll be back."
That's funny. She's like, don't FaceTime me until it grows back.
Exactly. Yeah. She's like, I did FaceTime her. She's like, oh, "What did you do?"
That's funny.
But yeah, so a lot of people that are in chat, big time Marvel groups mostly. That's where most of us, I think, kind of hung out a lot, because that's kind of where I think a lot of people see the Facebook groups right now are Marvel groups. There's been a few DC things that have popped up, but it doesn't feel like they've gotten like big followings yet. And I see you got the Batman there in the back. Now, Donny, a lot of people in chat know who you are, but for those that might be watching that don't necessarily know who you are, tell us a little about yourself, where you're from, how you got into collecting, and what sort of things you are collecting right now.
Okay. So I'm from Tucson, Arizona. I started collecting with my little brother. So my little brother and I, we'd watch the movies. They came out, that was our like kind of routine for us. Like we go watch it. As we got into, like, he was around like 10 at the time, and I would like tell him, oh, I remember I had that toy, or I remember I had that comic. And then so one day he's like, well, let's look up those comics, and we looked them up on eBay to see what like comics, what they're going for. And this is right before COVID hit. And so, we started collecting comics. We got into, early on, it was weird. Like, we got into collecting comics, and then we started collecting foreign comics, like, really early on, because all the bigger books that he wanted, like First Appearance of Elektra and all these other books, they were just kind of out of our price range to be able to collect. And found another way to be able to still appreciate the covers and have that book. Started collecting foreigns. Then I started watching Spidey Hits, and the thing that gravitated me towards that was seeing Manu, because he was a comic book collector, and then also Marvel cards. So watching that's what kind of kept me there, because he was a comic collector. And then I was just a bystander for a while, like probably like a year and a half, just watching, never collected, did my research. Because early on with comics, I made a lot of mistakes buying books that were crazy overpriced, or, looking back at it. So do your research for sure. I did that, and then I finally got into it. Went on Last Spec Magic's channel and opened a box with him. And ever since then, me, him, and Raj been real close friends, and I've been like all in on the trading card aspect. And DC coming out, my favorite character is Batman, if you can't tell. And then so Batman Beyond, any of the Batman universe. And then for Marvel, I collect Iron Man for trading cards, but Wolverine is actually my favorite character.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to compete with other people like Raj.
Exactly. I was just priced
cool
out.
Cards, Yeah,
I tried doing it, and I got like 6 Wolverine cards, like a Jambalaya, Weapon X. Like, I tried doing it, but I already collect all the like really hard to find Wolverine comics and all of that. Yeah. So that was already pricey itself. So I was like, no, I'm gonna change it up and go like second or third favorite. So I went with Iron Man, and now that DC is coming out with Upper Deck, I might just be full in with DC. So
nice. Have you checked out any of the Absolute Batman stuff?
Yeah. Actually, I picked up a couple of number ones for me and my little brother. He's a Daredevil fan, so like we pick up comic cuts for him and comic books. So
nice.
But yeah, that's how we got into it. It's funny because he's not into it. Like, he's still into it, but I'm like all the way into it now. Like, I'm way past what he was expecting. So I did it because of him, but now I'm like I'm all the way in, man. So
Nice.
It happens, you know.
yeah, that's how it is with everything with me, though. I have a real addictive personality, so when I do something, I want to do it to the fullest extent, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I enjoy it, you know, meeting all the, you know, guys like you, friends like you, Raj, everybody else in the hobby. It makes it more fun when you have people you could relate to and see their collections and how they collect, and it kind of like shapes you on how you want to collect, you know, be hyper focused on stuff.
It's really cool to see how everybody, even if they're collecting similarly or similar characters, how different they collect those characters and those things.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You had mentioned at the start. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, dude.
No, I'm just thinking everyone has their own rules, you know, and they change. They can change over time, but like, yeah, everyone does it their own way, for sure.
Oh yeah, mine's changed drastically, man. I started off wanting to do a character collect for Iron Man, and it just changed completely. I'm doing Batman now, and I just collect certain cards I want of Iron Man, and then comic cuts. Like my little brother loves comic cuts, so we're hoping Upper Deck does comic cuts because that'll be our main goal.
Oh yeah,
Marvel Marshall. I wish that was the case, man. I wish that was the case.
Oh man.
But so right now, what's your primary? I mean, my collecting is a lot different than a lot of people. I'm very hyper focused on one specific character.
Yeah.
And I know Doom kind of dabbles in some different things, but I collect other things too, as far as like action figures and toys and stuff. But for yourself, what would you say is the primary genre, and then like your primary focus within that right now?
So it's always been Batman. That's like the comics. I was collecting Batman and Wolverine comics. The thing I do see that's different though, as far as collecting comics and Marvel cards, like you say you're hyper focused and Domino's your character and you collect everything Domino. Me collecting comics, like I collected a variety of different books, like Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, X-Men. Like I wasn't just stuck on one run. So when I see that coming to cards, like it kind of like it was different. It was different for me because I wanted to collect a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people that just collect one thing, but me, it's Batman. That's like my main goal. And then I love obscure things. Like I love to find old stamps, or like I have a stamp book that I found at a toy show with my little brother that we loved. A postcard. It was actually a postcard. And then just like weird things that you wouldn't really find in other collections or you don't see too often. And you could also like, there's other ways to collect besides having, I need this out of 5 Wolverine, or I need this 101, or need the big key book, because I've had stuff that probably I paid $8 to $10, and it means more to my collection than anything else that I've spent big money on.
Right.
So I think if you could do your research to have a better understanding of your character as well, like if you're a Marvel card collector, like do your research through comics, like, kind of like have different avenues to be able to like make your collection special and different compared to everybody else's. And that's like my goal for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Especially like since so many of the sets nowadays, I mean, we get some original art sets, but a lot of the sets are comic book related, to where you can kind of pair cards and comics up or get an idea of what you'd like from an image. And then now they're doing a lot better framing job on the comic cuts too. We're seeing a lot of attention drawn to the comic cuts right now. What's your opinion on comic cuts? Like, how do you feel about them?
So in the beginning, I thought it was crazy. When I seen, I assumed, okay, they're low grade comics. They're probably not doing big books. And then I found out like they cut up AF-15 and Spider-Man, and I was like, wait, what? Like, this is crazy. So I look into it, and I got a lot of information from like collectors that have been in the Marvel card world for a good while, so I could get a better understanding of how these are made and where do they go find these books. So they're really low grades. Sometimes they don't even have a cover. They just look for pages, I guess. And so to me, there's better understanding of like, okay, I could accept that, as long as it's not no like 3.0 and they think it's a horrible grade, but 3.0 and an AF-15 is a pretty big deal.
Right.
But after that, me and my little brother fell in love with them. So like that's all. Now that's all we collect. You know, that's our main focus is comic cuts, and I would say sketch cards as well. But we're really picky with sketch cards, so it has to be something that has more than just the art. You know, it has to have like a backstory to it. You know, like this is the first sketch cards Marvel's done, or just a comic book artist, you know, that we like.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
That's our next thing. But I did pick up one thing, and this I have to say, Doom looked out for me on this one, and I've been wanting this for a while, and it's never going anywhere. It's going to be stuck in the PC. But this card right here meant quite a bit to me. When I seen that they were doing the 85th Batman on EPAC, and I found out that there was going to be Batman Beyond, I was really excited.
Yeah.
So I was able to get this from Doom.
Oh,
and this is
nice.
a plate. And what makes this one special to me is because the poster that image is from, this predates Batman Beyond's first appearance in 1998, and his first appearance was in 99.
Oh, that's cool.
That's sweet.
So this is the poster that pretty much matches. It does match the
image.
So
yeah, that's sweet.
Having those two together and having the poster complement the card, vice versa, just little things like that is what makes my collection like feel even better, like more special to me. Just having this card right here. So I appreciate you, Doom. Thank you.
Man, for sure.
He's always looking out. Always.
Oh, yes.
You know,
sure.
I kept it for a couple months. I'm like, I don't know if I want to move it, but I'm definitely in a phase where I'm not chasing everything, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna hit up Donnie, see if he wants it, because I know you'll probably go after the other ones too. Because I haven't seen. I don't know. I'm sure you've been keeping tabs on them, but I haven't seen them.
Yeah, I've only seen two on is it EPAC?
The EPAC,
and that's it. The one you pulled, I haven't seen the fourth one. The one I would really want, I don't need all four, but if I could get the magenta
one is the one
to match this, I'd be happy with that and be done.
For sure.
That must be nice to just be happy with two.
I know, right? And it's funny though, it's because that's Batman Beyond's first printing plate, I believe. You know, I think that's his first. I don't know about from what my research.
Cryptozoic might have one. I don't know if
I don't think I tried to have one. There was, but I don't think there was.
I know there's a card in Batman the Legend, but I don't know if those have
printing plates.
Yeah,
I don't think they did.
True story, Dre. True story. So, but, yeah, I mean, so you got to be pretty excited that Upper Deck's going to be doing some DC stuff, right?
Oh yes, I'm really excited for sure. I can't wait for that because you know, I have a friend that actually in the chat got a case of annual. I'm gonna get 2 boxes. I have a couple other friends that are getting some boxes. So I'm
like
interested.
He's not throwing them under the bus, so everybody else is hitting them up too.
Yeah.
No. He's like, but friend in the chat. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I want to see how those cards are, but I would say like metal is what I'm most excited about, is to see what happens with that.
Yeah.
We already know what's happening with that, right?
Oh, everyone's just going to be a Batman collector.
That rocket fuel stocked up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
everyone's going to be a Batman collector. After
I'm looking forward to it. There's enough to go around. Come on.
You know, we got a friend in the chat, too, that knows you're not a real Batman collector unless your story matches up exactly, so.
Oh, man. I did want to ask, what Batman is your favorite Batman? I'm sure you noticed me. Like, I'm all about Batman animated. That's the most nostalgic stuff at Batman Beyond. But for you,
I would have to say, and we've had this conversation through NSDC. That you guys have a podcast with the Batmobiles, and that had me thinking like really hard, because they pretty much said, "What's your favorite?" or "What's the most iconic Batmobile or your favorite?" And automatically, I would go to 89. That's what came to mind. Yeah. But as I became a collector and start like picking up things that bring nostalgia and bring those memories back where I'm like, dang, I remember I played with this way more though. So like the animated series means so much to me. So, man, I would have to say it's in between those, like the first movie, and animated Batman.
Yeah, those are the most nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
Johnny's here. What's up,
Shout
Johnny?
out to Johnny.
Oh, well, shout out to Johnny. Thanks for stopping by, Johnny.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man,
you.
for sure. Manu?
Manu?
Yeah. Manu's one of those guys who I'm sure when he saw comic because he couldn't comprehend it. To be honest.
Well, he said, I didn't mark it, but he said, cut up your own comics.
Well, you know, I saw he posted a page,
he said,
right?
He said, cut your own comics and be hands-on with it. There you go.
Come, you know, Manu, we had that discussion before. It's not the same thing. It's not the same. But, you know, that's another episode. We'll have Manu on sometime.
Oh, yeah.
Over the comic cut debate, for sure. That'll be good.
We got to have a lot more than an hour to have Manu on, though. You know that.
Yeah, you're going to need... Yeah, Manu has a lot to say.
That's like a 7-hour breakout your favorite beverage.
It's a good mental con discussion.
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome.
So who's your okay, so we talked about like your favorite that you get into some art stuff, and you talked about your favorite Batman stuff, but for the art stuff that you're going after, like what sort of artist, what sort of art style draws your attention?
Like in sketch cards or 08?
Whatever, because I mean everybody dabbles in different things, so whatever is your thing.
So one of my favorite artists would probably be Neil Adams for Batman, and just those comics, man. Just I think he just set a different tone and kind of brought the Dark Knight in a way before Dark Knight, just on who Batman as we know him now, and he just did that so well. And so I would say Neil Adams. One thing I would be chasing would be Neil Adams in Marvel as well, because he was in Premiere, the first Premiere that ever came out. So I would love to have a sketch card by him. It doesn't even have to be Batman, honestly. Or Iron Man. It could be any character. But Neil Adams, man, there's so many good artists. Like I'm not too picky on when it comes to OA. I would just love to have an original art page of Batman from the first series.
Okay.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, you know, it has me thinking about upcoming Batman sets and what that means. It's gonna be a lot of first for everything. We're gonna talk a little bit about that later, but I'm more excited just to see how this all rolls out and see how, you know, what percentage of the collectors who maybe aren't too thrilled with the top stuff get a little bit more engaged with DC. And now I'm going on a tangent, so I apologize for that. But like, I hear a lot of like criticism over like checklist and like I don't know all these characters, right? Like a lot of people who are coming from Marvel aren't familiar with all the DC characters. That's assuming that people like me and people who I talk to knew every Marvel character, right? Like I only knew the X-Men and anything from like the Avengers because of the MCU. So I think part of the fun of just collecting cards was the discovery point. And we talk about this, Donnie, like doing your research, like Sergio always says, and having fun digging and understanding new characters and connecting with them. Like I didn't know anything about Doom when I first started, but that was a fun distraction or a fun project to just figure it out. I think a lot of people who are dismissing the checklist now or like the characters because they're not aware of them, you're probably doing yourself a disservice. Like part of the collecting aspect is learning, and like that's probably my favorite thing overall. So you know, I'm looking forward to seeing that. And when I saw you and Raj and other people starting talking about their collections and you know their process of going through the hobby, new voices is what I also like to hear. You know, I know you were on with Bubs, right? On Bubs' channel. Seeing someone from Pokemon going to Marvel and like hopefully going into DC, like I mean, that's part of the reason why we started this hobby hangout stuff, because we want to encourage people to, you know, not everyone wants to share. Like, I would never imagine being on YouTube 4 years ago, right? Like, there's no shot. That's not
Yeah.
me. That's not my personality.
Yeah.
And now I could probably ramble on for like 30 minutes, you know, and not shut up
weren't
about
out there
cards.
making fishing videos? Come on now.
Yeah, like, no, that was definitely not fishing. You know, no way. But that's the fun part. It's the discovery. It's the learning about it. So
Sure.
I'm excited to see how people really, maybe possibly embrace like something new that they don't know about. So, you
Oh
know?
yeah, and that's
Yeah,
one
sure.
thing too. It kind of goes in with Marvel as well, because there's a lot of obscure characters, but then there's also a lot of characters that don't get that spotlight that are really amazing characters.
Yeah.
And it, like, you don't have to collect something. A lot of people will hop on something because of the value of it or what it means to something, you know.
Mhm.
But there's so many good characters that I see people, if they were to character collect this character, I would totally understand why, because that character is an amazing character, but they don't do the research. They don't do that deep dive of understanding who that character is and why some of those characters make those heroes who they are now, you know. And without having that villain or whoever it
Yeah.
is
Right.
that to complement those heroes, they wouldn't be who they are, you know.
Yeah.
So
And you know, that's the awesome part about the hobby. Like, character collectors who are, you know, specifically going all in on very specific, maybe very niche characters, always there's a benefit to all that, you know, all being displayed on Instagram or Facebook, wherever you post it, because it does make you see something new, right? Something I'm not gonna go dig through every domino card, but I'm excited to see when Nathan posts it. You know, like
oh, yeah.
it's all part of the hobby, and we're gonna have, you know, money and speculation and PMG hunting and, you know, Batman and first, you know, whatever, so and so and so and so. But it's all part of the hobby.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
just
I'm
like
sure
you
it's
said, the best part about it is doing the research. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, I love it. I love that.
yeah, and I think for me personally, like I love deep diving into the domino stuff and finding as much stuff for her as I possibly can.
Hmm.
You know, I've got my checklist that has, as far as I know, every single released card that she's ever had
That's
listed
great.
on there, all the parallels, everything. And
Smart.
then, you know, I fully track who has, at least who I last know who had something,
Yeah.
what I have, what I still need, what's coming in transition. But that's how I collect, right? But it's not just domino. Like I collect action figures and stuff too.
Hmm.
And Donnie, you know, I got some stuff where I do some art. I have people hit me up about sketch cards and stuff like that. I'm like, you know what? I'd honestly just rather pay an artist to do a sketch card for me.
Yeah.
And you know, because it gives the artist some direct money, you know, more than they're going to get from whatever company's paying them to do the sketch card in the first place. I feel there's more of that story to the card itself, like you had mentioned, Donnie. Like, what's the story behind the card? Why is this card important? Why do I have this in the first place?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's how I look at that sort of stuff. But yeah, I think a lot of the new people that come in kind of get drawn in because of the money stuff. And that's not something we're going to
Yeah.
talk a whole lot about here. It'll come up every now and then.
And that's
Because
with everything.
it's more about just it's more about collecting.
Yeah.
And just, and whatever that is, it doesn't have to be cars specifically. So, but so we got cards on the brain right now, right, Doom? So
Yes.
we get to know a little bit here about Donnie. Chat kind of knows Donnie. There's some people that I'm sure probably didn't know you as much. Maybe they know you a little bit more now. But we want to get your thoughts on something because you are a big Batman fan. We got DC annuals projected to come out next week. We do have a checklist, so
Yeah.
it is very possible that it will actually be released next week. So we got DC Annual, and of course this is from Go GTS, kind of the promo sheet. 5 cards per pack, 16 packs per box, 16 boxes per case. Typical annual setup at that point, right? Everything's pretty normal with what you're going to see from the Marvel side when Upper Deck had them. It's a recap of kind of the comic books from the past year.
Yeah.
And this one's actually going to be a little bit older because it's not going to be 2024 fully. It's going to be part of 2023, part of 2024. We'll get another annual set probably in 25, probably later in the year, where it'll cover like the back half of 24, the first half of 25 would be my guess, unless they're just going to make that like a January release. I think these came out right around $85, $90 a box. I think they're 88 on David Adams. Not bad, I don't think.
Although,
I mean,
when I checked today, they weren't available.
They weren't available.
No, they had blasters. So
again,
we know what's going on. Like,
we know what that
really
means.
Sold out, but you just gotta keep an eye on that.
Wait 2 days, they'll be 95. So
yeah, there's definitely. I think Steel City has some, and a couple other places, but yeah, typically around 80 to 90.
If your hobby shops were getting Upper Deck Marvel stuff, they're probably going to get Upper Deck DC stuff as well. That's typically how that works. So this here looks like base cards here. Honestly, I like this design a lot more than I like the most recent Marvel annual.
Yes.
It's kind of got like the eye look to it, the pear shaped look.
Like the 007 like zoom in.
Yeah,
shot, you know?
To me, it kind of reminds me of like I think maybe the field levels from like Select Football have a similar pattern or similar like round design on them. You see, we got some creator quarter signatures. We've seen those before as far as like the artists, the writers. Most of them are going to be the writers and the pencilers. But occasionally you get some
artists. Nice. Yes. Looking at the checklist, and there's some dual autos in there too, which is nice.
Yeah. 100 card base set, that's pretty standard. You're going to have all the different parallels that you're accustomed to seeing with Upper Deck Annual. They got some different inserts in there now. We got some Birds of Prey stuff, Knights of Terror, we got Titans. We got of course you got the comic book covers, the #1 spots here where they post the comic book covers.
Yeah.
So those are kind of for the people that like the comic book cover cards, those are kind of cool.
Yeah, those are really nice.
Sketch cards. So there's going to be the potential for sketch cards. I think the annual sketch cards dropped off quite a bit from, what was it? Each was in 2019, 2020, right after the anime set came out. She was in that annual. But then after that year, they kind of dropped off drastically, like the number of sketches you'd get on average per box and stuff.
Right.
I think now 16 boxes, you're probably getting 3, maybe a case, maybe 4. I think it's how they've kind of been going. Suspended animations, those were really cool. They brought those back in the last couple Marvel sets.
I think that's like the flagship card of the set for me.
Yeah. Yep. That, and I know the backscatters were a big draw.
Yes.
And they're doing those.
Yep.
So they kind of brought those back in the same years. I think the first year they did rounded corners like the stickers, and then second year they did square corners on the backscatters, and then they went back to the rounded corners.
Yeah.
I like the rounded corners a lot better on those, being that they're a sticker. So
yeah.
But lenticular, that's like the splash ticulars from the annual set.
I had a question. When I was looking at the checklist, so it showed sketch cards, and then there's underneath that it says sketch cards 2 panels, and then underneath that it's sketch cards 10 panels.
10 panels, one artist.
2 panels are the battle booklets.
Okay, and then the 10 panel, what is that?
That I've never seen before.
I've never seen that either. So it's
that's one artist.
Yeah, probably one artist, and it might be something where it's just like a massive.
10 panels.
That's great. You think they put the odds for E-Pack on here, or is that separate?
I think that's afterwards.
Okay.
Although, actually, I don't know. Sometimes they do, right?
So odds is a good mention. Topps taking over the Marvel stuff. We're going to see checklist at pre-orders with Topps. We're going to see odds for every single card that comes out with Topps. Topps does a very good job of that. Those of us that are accustomed to Upper Deck not putting a checklist out till like a week before, we're still going to continue to see checklists a week before for Upper Deck. Like, that's not going to change. And then they very rarely release anything that gives you actual odds on anything outside of numbered parallels. Like you get your numbered cards and then you get odds. And you can even see that here where you have the blue parallels 1-for-1 for blasters. Variant covers 1 out of 3. Silver sparkles are 1 out of 4. But then you have your serial numbered stuff. Well, if you look at Topps odds, they tell you what your odds of pulling these serial numbered cards are as well, all the way down to your odds of pulling a 101. Upper Deck's just like, good luck, have fun. But it's trade-offs with companies, and we're getting into a different conversation there where, you know, Topps does things well. Upper Deck does things well. They both do things bad. It's just you weigh your options, and what you collect kind of dictates where you go. But shout out to Grady Gamer. She got the checklist all uploaded to her website. So Amanda, thank you for doing that. It's a great place for us to kind of go and check this stuff out, get some information. Standard 20-point stock, 100 card set. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15, 19, 23 cards if you're going to collect a master of any of these characters. You're looking at 23 cards for the base set. That includes your all 4 printing plates times 3, because you got your base printing plates, you got your hologram printing plates, and you have your silver sparkle printing plates as well. And my guess, this might be lacking a little bit. E-Pack stuff might show up that we get variant printing plates, because they've done that in the past with the annual sets, where you essentially have like 4 sets of 4 printing plates.
Achievement cards, backscatter achievements.
Yep, and then you might be getting, you know, the fractals. That's a common E-Pack achievement for the annual sets as well. But you know, it's so Doom, right off the top of your head, how many characters deep do you think most people would go before they don't know who you're talking about?
Completely. I think most people know Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Joker, Harley. Minimum.
Okay. Now I think you're naming like the top ones. I'm thinking myself here that I think most people that, you know, they watch movies or whatever, not necessarily read comic books or collect cards, because you're going to know more than, but just watching the movies, most people could probably go 10, 15 deep.
Yeah. I think
if they really sat down and
I think
thought about it.
Batman centric. I think a lot of it's Batman.
Yeah,
centric.
a lot of it's going to be Batman centric, but you're going to have a lot of Justice League stuff.
Justice League.
They're going to be able to rattle off who the character is, but not necessarily know anything about the character, right?
Maybe Teen Titans.
Yeah, exactly. Teen Titans maybe. But I'm noticing here we got Superman on here a couple different times. We got him as Clark Kent, and we also have him as John Kent. Now, I personally don't have a clue, other than one's named Clark and one named John. What's the difference?
I just know Clark.
I just know Clark too. Anybody out there in chat know who John Kent is? That's Superman. Is that like his long lost cousin or something? Or
I wonder if that's
Melby's rattling off his list.
Could be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure. Maybe alternate universe. John is his son.
Okay.
That's right. Okay.
I didn't know Superman had a son.
You know, actually,
he knew her, because I just would have thought that would have been Superboy.
Actually,
I have heard of Superboy. Superman Jr. Okay.
Yeah. No, we do have Robin. Robin's on here. Robin's here as Damian Wayne. We got Green Arrow as Connor Hawke. So if you like, the checklist is giving you like their street name and their alias. So we got Jay Garrick and Barry Allen for the Flash, which is really cool. We do get Green Arrow as Oliver Queen as well.
Yeah.
We got Green Lantern, a couple Green Lanterns here, so that's nice. Batgirl, which I know there's been if I remember correctly, a couple different characters that have been Batgirl that are now like different characters.
Yeah.
Like it's more of like a Mantle sort of situation there, maybe.
Yes.
Is that right?
Barbara Gordon.
Barbara Gordon.
Okay.
Yeah.
One I would collect.
Oh, we got 3 Flashes. Wally West as well.
Yep.
Oh, Blue Beetle. Nice. We got Blue Beetle. Jamie Reyes.
Yep.
We got Blue Beetle. Ted Cord. So a couple Blue Beetles there. We do got Batman.
Maybe 25.
Quickly glancing here. We got Batgirl, Batman. We got a couple Robins. We got 2 Batgirls. I'm not seeing. We got Man Bat and Batwoman and Batwing.
Mm-hmm.
So only 1 Batman in the 100 set. So that's going to be. I mean, it's just DC, but I mean that's going to limit kind of the number of people that are going to be able to go after Batman, being that there's only 1 card in the base set.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the number 1 spots. Those are those comic cover looking cards, and of course you got silver sparkles and printing plates. I think this might be new. Like I don't remember them doing parallels of the number 1 spots prior to
I don't remember that
its
either.
release.
Oh.
Knew they did printing plates because there's a few printing plates that I'm looking for some of those. We got backscatters. We got 25 cards set there in the backscatters, 1 in every 64 hobby packs. And if you remember, it's 16 packs per box, so that's 1 every 4 boxes. 20 packs per box. No, 20 card. No, 16 packs per box, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, they're set up 2, 4. Yeah, 16 packs per box, so 1 every 4 boxes. So that's that's the gold parallels. Sorry. So those I don't remember if those were serial numbered or not. I don't think they were.
No, I don't believe
Because
so.
we had the gold linearities prior to, were like out of 88. So 1 in every 16. Yeah. So you're gonna get 1 backscatter per box as far as the base goes. And let's see, big ones here. We got Joker, Superman, Wonder Woman, Robin's in there, Batgirl, Harley's in there, Aquaman. No Batman. No. Did I miss him? Or is there's no Batman backscatter? What?
Isn't.
It's gonna be an achievement.
It's gotta be, right? Because how do you not have? Oh man! All right, Batman, Superman, the world's finest. So I don't think we had anything like this in Marvel. That was similar to this insert specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But
there goes all the Batman cards.
Batman. Yeah, you're getting all these Batman cards in here now.
Yeah.
So, Beast World. 1 in every 5 hobby packs for that. You get a silver, or you got a sparkle parallel and printing plates. Getting a Batman and a Harley Quinn there. Flash. No Superman in that batch though. Birds of Prey. So there's some ladies for you guys. We got sparkle parallel out of 99. 1 to 2 per box. 1 out of every 10 hobby packs. So most boxes will have 1. Some boxes will have 2. Of course, you got the Creator Corner autographs. Okay, so we got Bruno Redondo, Chip Zdarsky, Dan Mora, and I'm probably going to butcher some of these. Jorge Jimenez, Joanne Starr, Kelly Thompson, Mike Diodato Jr., Mark Wade, Nicola Scott, Tom King, and Tom Taylor. So of these, you guys know more than me. How many of these do we have are artists? Or are these all writers and pencilers in this first batch?
I know Tom King's a writer. I know Zdarsky, I believe, is a writer. I believe is Dan Mora an artist? I think so. But yeah,
he sounds familiar, but I don't know. He's a writer.
Yeah. Apparently, no one likes Batman. Trace says apparently no one likes Batman. That's why they didn't make any of his cards. That's right. All right, so we got the Creator Corner dual autographs. Here we got. These are all writers. Yeah. These are all writers here then too, because these are all the same. Well, C. Spurrier's the one that wasn't up here, but all these other ones, Daniel, Simperi. I think all these other guys are all up on the top part, so it's going to be all writer stuff there. So those are going to be your most common ones.
Yeah.
And these the duels are only out of 49 as far as the serial numbering goes, but the Creator Corner autographs are 1 out of every 256 packs. So that's like a case. It's a case hit to get those. And those were definitely more frequent in the Marvel
Hmm.
set, because I think you get like it felt to me like I was getting autographs every fourth box or so, is what it felt like when I was opening annual. But it could have just been I got that part of that case every time. You know what I mean? Dawn of DC, 1 in every 5 packs. Sparkle out of 99 printing plates. Oh, we got more Batman. That's good. Penguin. There we go.
I did see a Man Bat. That's cool.
Yeah.
A Man Bat. Yep, there was a Man Bat a little bit farther up too in one of those sets.
And there's a Two-Face card in one of these insert sets. I forget which one.
There's a Two-Face card.
I think so.
Oof. Well, hopefully you pull it in the
Premieres,
box if you get
Two-Face.
one. If you buy a box, hopefully you get the one Two-Face card. P28, man. Serial numbered out of 99 as well. So
I was hoping for a Batman Beyond, but look, they don't want to give me what I want, so it's fine.
I know.
Night Terrors, 1 per box of the Night Terrors, plus red out of 199 and green out of 99.
Nice.
You know,
I was surprised to see no Spectre. I don't know if you guys know who Spectre is.
Yeah.
I was really surprised not to see him on here.
That's
interesting.
crazy.
Now, GoGTS does have the Excel spreadsheet, so you can download the Excel spreadsheet from GoGTS. Then you can sort it. The sketch booklets, 1 out of 2,000 hobby packs. Those are gonna be very, very hard to hit. The sketch booklets. Long list of artists there.
It's nice to see Maliki Akar there.
Joe Mars on there
from the
too.
Rittenhouse days. Always liked seeing her work.
Paul Hill made the list. Rionens is on there. Sonny Yu. Just some of the ones that I'm recognizing. Tim Shin.
Yuriko.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, sketch cards, 1 out of 768 packs. So to pull a sketch card, you're going to be looking 1 every 3 cases, about a little less than 3 cases.
Crazy.
Whew. FX has got the sketch cards in there. He's got some great work. And then sketch card 2 panels. So those are not the booklets. Those are just 2-panel cards. Probably similar to like the Premiere would be my guess, but a skinnier stock. So it's gonna be very similar to the battle booklets.
I think we saw in the preview in the sell sheet. There's one of those.
Yeah, and then this here doesn't make sense to me. Sketch cards, 10 panel, 1 in every 768 hobby packs, and it lists 1 artist. So this is the odds. If this is 1 artist for this is clearly not the correct odds, right? I mean, there's no way that 1 every 3 cases is going to have a 10-panel sketch.
I don't think so. Yeah.
So boy would have had to do a ton of sketches.
10 pounds, crazy.
Star rookies, that's pretty common. The star rookies, that's all the new characters for the past year. And then you've got suspended animations. There's 50 of those, all with different serial numbers from 99 all the way up to 699.
And you have the big characters that are 99.
Yeah.
Harley, Joker, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman.
40 lenticulars. That's a lot of lenticulars. I think Marvel was doing 20 lenticulars was what their checklists typically were. But these are tiered as well. I know Marvel's done tiering as far as like calling them SP and SSP, but here we're actually seeing different levels with the different odds as well. So quite the expansion on the annual brand. So more produced. DC. See how it goes.
Yeah.
It should play out nicely, I think. Either way, if you can get it for $85 a box, I think that's a fun rip. Can be. 16 packs, you can at least kill 20 minutes. So
20 minutes.
But so that's DC annual. So if you want to check that checklist out overall, you can go to all kinds of different places. You can just Google Upper Deck DC annual checklist. Amanda, the Graded Gamer, has that on her website, thegradedgamer.com. GoGTS has downloadable versions as well. But we all like cards, but there's more than collecting than just cards, right, Doom?
Absolutely.
And some of the things that we love to look at and dabble at, whether we like the people or we don't like the people, they run companies.
Yes.
And those companies make our favorite toys, or some people's favorite toys. Well, McFarlane and Mattel. So McFarlane Toys currently makes the DC IP action figures.
Yeah.
McFarlane and Spin Masters.
And Spin Masters, yes. Now, one thing that I love about the McFarlane DC toys when I buy them is they come with a stand for the character, which is fantastic because I don't want to have to buy stands every time I want to prop a character up. Like Superman typically will come with a flight stand. Some of the other characters that are more ground characters will come with a little round disc with the foot pegs to help them stand up. And they freaking need them. Those McFarlane toys need them. They cannot stand on their own for shit. So, Todd, I know you don't watch my channel. You might watch Doom's channel. I don't know. You might know who Donnyboymccoy is. But for the love of Christ, please freaking let the characters stand on their own.
Yes.
Anywho.
Well, look, if you're collecting DC, you won't have that problem for long.
For long, you won't have that problem.
No.
There's trade-offs to having your figures stand on their own. And some of that could be the printing technology that makes the molds and makes the figures might not be the best either in the future. So, but McFarlane Toys and Mattel had some news come out recently where McFarlane Toys is going to be creating. So after midway through 2026, Mattel is taking over the DC IP, and they'll be making DC action figures. McFarlane Toys is going to be making.
They haven't really announced what they'll be making.
Didn't see that.
They've announced some things because we got
but those are all projected to come on, I think, later this year or
right. So this is news for McFarlane Toys. But Mattel's taking DC from McFarlane.
Then they're getting the master license. I don't think Spin Master is going to be able to do anything DC related.
Yeah. They're getting the master action figure license. Mattel is.
And
but
when was the last time Mattel actually had that license? Like late 2000, like 2010?
It was a while ago.
I know. McFarlane started in 2018, I believe, getting the license. I don't know who had it prior to that.
Okay. Now Mattel makes the like WWE, AEW, like the wrestling action figures. They make He-Man. So there's a lot of those action figures that they already make. So if you're in a Walmart or Target or something like that, you can go and you can see the quality of the Mattel stuff and what you can expect for DC characters moving forward as far as like size, manipulation for posing and stuff like that. And the quality of the printing. My personal opinion, McFarlane does a better job on the character creation, the action figures themselves, even though they can't stand on their own most of the time. The design of the characters, I think, is better than what I've seen from the Mattel figures that I have in my collection. So I'm a little disappointed about that. Now, there's trade-offs with this too, right? We just had Upper Deck lose the license to Topps. And Donnie, what happened?
Oh man!
So they announced it, and we were getting a set like once every month, once every 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And we went to getting a set like every week.
It was like what? At least at 1.2 a month. Like
yes,
it felt like it was one a week though when you throw EPAC in there too.
Oh yeah.
We got a toy manufacturer losing the license, going to a different company, and we have about a year and a half lead up because it's mid 2026 when that license changes over.
Yeah.
This McFarlane Toys is there to make money, right? So what can we expect is going to happen here? Ramp up in production of the toys.
Flood the market.
Yeah.
you're going to get a ton of toys coming out.
Tons.
It can mean a lot of clearance sales, which I love.
Yes.
I
Most
love
likely.
me some Walmart clearance sales.
Most likely.
My action figures.
This is what makes me think, though, is like when I see this happening with the toy side, and then you see the Marvel side, you know, with Upper Deck losing the license, and then me seeing that they're gonna do a collaboration between Marvel and DC in the comics, you know, this coming year. Like me, I try to like put all these things together. May not be true, but like, why is all this happening? But then you see those two collabing together. So it's like, what's going to lead up to all of this? You know, it makes you, it has way more questions that you need answered, because then you go ahead and see that. It's like, why, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting year too. I guess
News said he fired all of his assistants and unfortunately doesn't know how to access his account himself.
It's interesting. DC's restructuring
What's up, man?
their licenses with companies.
Yeah,
and it's going to be a very pivotal year to see how the next 5 to 6 years go. With, you know, you have MCU fighting to be relevant again, and then you have DC with their Superman, which, you know, they're hoping is going to be a success and starting point to their DC Universe movie side. So I don't know, man. It's a big year.
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting because, you know, McFarlane Toys, they did a lot with like the multiverse as far as like the action figures that they've done. Like there's so many different Batman figures out there from all these different universes and genres and stuff. So, but so that's kind of like the news between that ties Mattel and McFarlane Toys together. But Doom, McFarlane Toys got a couple other announcements too, right?
It started with, you know, one that's interesting to me with Turtles. Now, the interesting part for me is because, you know, McFarlane Toys adds cards to some of their figures, and I'm really just looking forward to the cards mainly. But I believe that it's around, I think I read it's like a 5-inch line TMNT. So
that was one thing that I was interested in knowing, is how tall the figures were going to be, if they were going to be more that 6.5, almost 7-inch like they've had with the DC line or not.
Yeah, this one I read it was a 5-inch line. We haven't seen any images. I know we just had Toy Fair this past week or the beginning of this week, and they probably had some prototypes where they're not showing them yet. But I'm interested to see if, you know, they come with cards for me. So
that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, and then we also Mortal Kombat Classic.
For sure.
And this one, they did have at the Toy Fair, and he has like a preview there. People weren't allowed to take photographs, but, you know, they reserved it for their own account.
Still gonna sneak it, right?
Yeah. Their own stuff.
I'd love to see this one in like a 6.5 inch line. I think that's the right size for these type of figures here.
Yeah,
I love when the companies create them and they try as best as they can to get the characters to be somewhat reflective of the height differences in them. Like I've seen Legends is making Wolverine a little bit shorter now, but you're seeing Colossus made a little bit bigger, so you get some of that height differentiation there.
And I will say, Mattel, on the Mattel side, there's a lot of, at least the toy tubers I follow, very optimistic to see them hopefully establish a Marvel Legends type of line for DC. That, you know, where you could, you know, around that 6.5 inch, with Marvel Legends like 6 inch. That's the hope. They have their Masterverse, which is the more realistic, and they have their Origins, which is kind of more of the retro, maybe Kenner style. You know, maybe they start doing some of those, but yeah, who knows? I mean, when you think about that license, though, it also comes with the Harry Potter IP as Friends, Seinfeld. So they're gonna, I'm sure it's an expensive
that they can expand to,
and they're gonna make their money back. So I expect a lot of merchandise, and it's from, you know, all ages to the adult collectibles. So you're gonna see a wide range of products.
Yeah, I mean, for people that collect DC. It's once Mattel does take it over, it'll be a big change for them. For like what their figures look like, there's not going to be that consistency moving forward.
Yeah.
But that's expected anytime you have a license change like that, or somebody else is now making it. But even with Marvel Legends, it's changed over the years. From crappy face printing technology to multiple pins everywhere to now you have all these different twists and joints and ab crunches and further back bend, and now you've got double jointed
Technology
pinless
keeps
knees and
keeps ramping up. I know, like,
Mhm.
seen some of the videos about it. I know they talked about some of the creative team behind Mattel right now is people who worked on the Toy Biz lines back in 90s, and they worked on the Marvel Legends line. So yeah, we might see something new from Mattel. I think it's an opportunity for them to really make a staple there with the DC license.
Yeah.
And it's, if you had, like, I have maybe one figure, but like, if you did not enjoy the McFarlane figures, this is a jumping on point. You get to start from
for sure. Your
the
figures will
ground up.
stand up on their own now. Once Mattel starts making them. But you're going to sacrifice some of the face printing technology. And if you're not sure what I mean, go to Walmart, go to Target, look at the wrestling figures, look at the He-Man figures.
They're
and
not.
then compare that to the
not-
DC figures, and you'll see the difference.
Yeah, they we're gonna see how competitive they can get.
But it could be something too with them taking over the with Mattel taking over the licensing, that we actually see a ramp up in their quality, in their production.
You think that will, because I know a while back, and I have a couple friends that collect toys and more modern toys, and their opinions were that Mattel was always like behind the curve as far as articulation goes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have the wrestling and the ones that they create, are the articulation and everything like pretty stellar, or like it's right there with Marvel Legends?
I would say it's probably like early 2000s, 2010s, like Marvel figures, like that time frame. Like they have the joints that they need, but for whatever reason, the way they build their pieces, they don't quite flex like they should. But some of the He-Man stuff recently has had a lot more butterfly joints and stuff like that, so you do get more articulation there. But then again, it's trade-offs. It's always trade-offs with it, because then there's more breaking points when an action figure falls. You have more points that are weak, as opposed to just stiff jointed, like pinned things that are easy to fix. But yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see what they can do with it. As long as they don't turn them into Barbie dolls, I think we'll be all right. So
I'm more interested, like Doom said, is if they could kind of make their own version of Marvel Legends, because I felt like every figure that came out with the McFarlane, it's either Batman, or maybe Joker. It's like it's always in that same realm, and I would love to have different characters, like those more obscure characters, like Spectre, or more Batman Beyonds for sure. And
we didn't get like the Legends style where you get a big line of characters every release. It was like, here's 10 different Batmans. Have fun.
And even with articulation not being great, if they could still give that to us, I feel like it's going to be a success for them.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think so.
They have opportunity to create that space that people want. So we'll see.
But in the meantime, look out for those clearance sales.
Do you think they need to come out the gate hot and like impress you right away, or do they have some leeway to be like, okay, we're gonna release this and then we're gonna work our way up to like giving you guys what you want?
I think if they make improvements on what they currently have, and then strive to actually continue that over a couple releases, and work towards like that Marvel Legends style quality that we have nowadays, I think even if they don't get there, I think people are going to be happy with the lines for sure.
Yeah. Well, now you have the new $50 price point. What is it? The Ultimates, or what are they calling the new Marvel Legends? The more articulation. You have the new Spider-Man. It's like a higher price point. So I'm sure they're going to be competing on that. They're going to have a mid-tier or higher tier level of articulation.
Nice.
Did you not hear me when I said I love the clearance racks?
Come on, man. You got to get the good stuff, man.
If they're $50, they can sit there till they're $25.
Look, they're sold out everywhere. Like the stuff's people are usually go for the import brands who have you have your Mayfex, Rebel Tech.
Yeah, those are really pricey. I mean, you're talking 100,
70, 80 to $100. Yeah, so
it's ridiculous on some of those. Because you've
they're
got
gonna-
you got the Marvel Legends, and then there might be an upgrade to that, but Select is like the next level that I know of above that. And I've got a couple Select figures, and the reason I went with those was because of the size of the character in the Select.
Yeah.
Looks better than what the Legends version of it looks like when you put it with the Legends figures.
Right.
You know, whether it's Apocalypse or Red Hulk, they're substantially larger. They're 9-10 inch figures, whereas in Marvel Legends, unless you're getting a BAF, which is a buildable figure or build a figure, they're still going to be 6.5 inches. They're not going to be much taller than that.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
But
Interesting.
I was just happy Legends went back to the clear fronts because they switched from the clear plastic fronts to the solid cardboard box.
I did not like
and
that.
People were just like, nope, I want to see the figure.
Yeah.
I did not like that. And I don't even collect that much, but that put me off even more. I'm like, I'm definitely not buying it now.
It makes it less appealing to buy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, here, blindly buy this figure for $60.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's our action figure news. Doom, we had a set release, right? There was a set that came out.
There was a set. I don't know if you heard about
this is on Doom's favorite set, right?
Right.
Doom's favorite set. His favorite set in the whole wide world.
It's a very interesting, a little known team called the X-Men, on a little known brand called Tops, and we saw the first U.S. release of the Tops Marvel card set with X-Men 97 Tops Finest. Yeah, I've been hearing. I don't know about you guys, but there's mixed reviews, right? Like what Denny said.
So when you guys told me about that, I went out of my way to purchase a pack so we could I opened it because I was like, okay, let me see what these cards so I can have a better understanding what I'm talking about and see how they look. So I opened the pack. This is the pack here. I would say the wrapper felt pretty solid, but looking at the cards, they are really similar to Platinum. It's pretty close.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same.
So everybody goes, oh, Upper Deck made Marvel Platinum. All Platinum is a hockey product that got made into Marvel.
Yeah.
And all Topps Finest is a product from 1997 that then got made into Marvel. It's it's always sports stuff being made into the cartoon stuff.
Yes.
It's very rarely ever the opposite way around, just because of how big the sports audience is. They pull it into this world.
I did get lucky.
Important is Red Hulk. Spoiler.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
what'd you pull from it, Donny?
So one pack, and wanted to see how they were, and I pulled the Masters Sebastian Shaw out of 50.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
There you
the
go.
gold. Yeah.
So, yeah.
The gold's a big chase for the sports people that are coming over. That's Topps, one of Topps' biggest chases is the true golds.
The golds.
And
I like that they're out of 50 because they're more,
they're obtainable for most characters, right?
In comparison to if you're collecting Sports Cup Panini, they're out of 10.
That's just regular base.
Yes.
All right,
really
Doom. You and I have talked about these cards, right? Design is always a touching point with people.
Yes. I feel here's
too damn big, man.
Yeah, the font feels big, but here's where I'm ignorant. I don't know how. I'm assuming the philosophy behind the design is that we're gonna take something from the 90s, maybe 97 itself, and we're gonna just translate it to X-Men. So is it true to that year? Is it true to the inspiration?
100%. It is. It matches what the design intent is for.
So in theory, they did their job. The problem is the
Doesn't mean I gotta
reception
like
is
it.
like, I don't know if that was a great idea to do that.
Right. Yeah.
Right? It
Um,
didn't pair up for people. And part of that, I think it's a bigger view on it is what percentage of the people like us who are aware of
mhm.
the Marvel Upper Deck history of cards and their designs coming into Tops, which there's got to be a shift in like mentality of what a Marvel card looks like for Tops is totally
I'm
different than
trying,
what it looks
Manu.
for Upper
I'm
Deck.
trying. He just won't let me.
I have to defend the designers. I'm sorry, Manu.
No, like you said though, it was a 1997 design pulled forward for a set that's called 97 X-Men.
They could have made
Completely,
a insert,
completely get it.
you know.
And
instead of
but
going
it's a from a design aspect, it's a lazy way to create a set. Just because it's called 97 X-Men doesn't mean you have to make it from a 1997
Now,
design.
my question is this a typical Tops type of set?
Yeah.
Yes, because their sets are fucking boring.
Okay, so people are coming in like, I feel like there's less creativity. Well, get used to it because this is just their template. So,
Yeah.
Have you seen Star Wars?
Yeah. Star Wars is literally the same. Every set is the same, just different image. And sometimes the same image. It's like crazy.
So what makes it interesting, and that's why I love half of the set, is because the interesting side is those parallels. The high-end parallels are
Now the parallels are something we talked about that we do enjoy.
yes.
So I'm going to pull up a card here real quick, and it's not the parallel; it's the base.
It's a perfect example
right
of a base
Uncanny.
I don't care for.
We saw this. What did we say? Too many words, like
Too big.
Too big. It's covering majority of the card. To me, it's unnecessary. Just like the striped lines from Flair Ultra Avengers were unnecessary. Made no
Where's the
sense.
art at?
However, when you start getting, and I'm gonna have to try to find one here because I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I'll have to change my search criteria. Some of the parallels in this specific insert
Make it a lot
look
more interesting.
fantastic.
Yes.
Specifically
like the X Fractor looking.
Yeah, the laser. Here we go.
Like, come on.
That's not a great picture, but
no, but you get the sense like there's movement in the cards. There's some highlights there. So yeah,
you got the gold. The only thing with the gold is that the words are a different color.
Even then, to me, this is not enough. Like it's cool, but
yeah, that's not enough. Where can I find
Manu?
Laser.
It does look like a Valentine's Day card. 100%.
This one's not a great picture of the laser. You don't get that effect.
But that's not always terrible, Manu. Like I like some of the retro, In this case, yeah, the X Fractor to me is probably my favorite one. And obviously they're one of one. Super Fractors always look nice.
The lasers do take away from the words in the background more. It kind of covers them up a little bit. So that you really
it distracts the eye from focusing on just
all the words.
Yeah.
There's another rogue. Lots of rogue lasers. Yeah, so it's a little bit better where you can kind of see that everything in the background kind of just starts blending together.
Yes.
With the lasers.
Now another thing that I've observed now, like they're using the same specific pose, like zoomed in and zoomed out on different of these card designs.
Yeah.
I wish we had a little bit more variety, but I understand they're using, the key character design sheets to do this.
And there's gonna be and everybody's gonna have different opinions on it. Like people just coming in might love it because it might be their first exposure to Marvel.
Yeah.
Or they hit a big card and that subconsciously changes their opinion on the card. Gets them hooked to it, right? Because that's all it all does it. It does it to all of us. If we hit a big card, even if we don't collect that, our opinions on the set, even if we're breaking a box live, if we hit a big card, that break is more enjoyable. And people are more likely to, if you're selling the break, are more likely to buy in on the next one because of that big card.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just have like a normal lackluster or dud box, you're not apt to do it again as quickly, right?
I just want to highlight this. It's just, laser design is lame too when company doesn't like it. No, you're not canceled. You can, but like, come on, Manu. Like, we need to have you some because you were raving about the 5x7s, Masterpieces XL. Like,
I mean, this is the same guy. This is the same
like,
guy that likes
there's
prescription
lame
bottle
all
labels on his
across.
cards and
Yeah,
comics.
like, come on now. Like, I'm glad they're in your collection, and I'll take the lasers from you.
There you go.
Like,
I like that
we
one.
can figure it
I'm
out.
glad
We
they're
can
in your
trade. Yeah,
collection.
get back to
I'm glad they're
trading.
in your collection.
Yeah. 100%.
But yeah,
But
everybody's got different opinions about the set. I mean,
it's
it seems like
divisive.
people are having fun with it. Some people
Yeah.
don't like it. The people that don't like it, I think, are the ones that probably aren't able to get their hands on it, and because the prices on them shot up secondary market a decent amount. That's my opinion. Is that 5x7s are like, oh my god, this guy with the freaking Marvel Masterpieces XL.
But
Manu, then bid on all the 5x7s for MentalCon.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I've seen. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be bidding on some of those though, because there's some amazing pieces from last year that just blew me away. So
for sure,
5x7 pump and dump. Word. See, you want?
Yeah.
Manu, when can we start calling boring?
I guess you guys heard me rated. I gave it 3 stars, and then talk to me in a month. It might be 2 out of 5. What about your rating? If you have to rate it right now, this is unfair, but I don't put you on the spot.
Rate it right now. Okay.
Out of 5 stars.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh man, I give it a 3 1/4. Like design wise, I understand the design, so I can get past it.
Yes.
But I bought 1 box because A, that's all I could get, and B, that's all I'd care to open after seeing other people open it. Domino's not in the set. I don't have to chase anything. I can open 1 box and be happy with it. So I'd give it a 3 1/4 because people are enjoying the set still.
Yes.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna give it 2.5, being generous. So that's where I'd be at with it. There's just something missing with it, and it's also the art. Like me appreciating artists as they are, but then also I felt like there was something else they could have done as far as like maybe like a sale aspect or like concept art or something.
Yes,
and
I wish they would have done more. Man. Especially animation, there's some like the storyboards,
or the coloring. Even when they do the coloring, I forgot what it's called, but something like that would have been great.
The cell sheets and stuff. Although now I guess it's all digital, but I think compared to Upper Deck, it's just a lack of variety of cards. Not just design wise, but like physically, they're all chromium. You don't have a plexi, you don't have a shadow box, you don't have difference which people want.
No, Manu, we just let people go where they want to go. We're not dictating to them where they have to go.
Man, just type wherever. It's free. Type anywhere you want.
StreamYard does have this new feature called Scenes, and at some point down the road, we'll probably just have our StreamYard chat pop up on the side, and you guys can see all of it, and it won't matter if you're in Doom's channel or my channel. So.
Yeah,
nice.
For sure.
So X-Men 97 Finest, you like it, you love it, you dislike it, you hate it. It really doesn't matter.
I will say my favorite ones,
you enjoy it.
The Jim Lee 92 cent homage set insert, I guess, that they have in there, which directly getting some of the Impel homage. And then the I guess I forget the name of the action. Remember the name or something? The one with the character logo, character full body, and like a little zoom in. I think those are the best. Yeah. My favorite cards of the set.
I would like to see how the puzzles look, all together.
Together.
I would like to see how that comes.
I was disappointed when that insert set was a puzzle, if I'm being honest. I love how it looks
because it's also one of the harder. It's also one of the harder ones to hit too.
They're out of 50, right?
Yeah, out of 50.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so it's going to make it very hard to put the puzzle together.
And I get it. It reminds me of the Jim Lee 92 9-page puzzle set, which is cool, but I don't know. I'm over puzzle cards personally.
Right. Well, we do got Manu 9.9 Newt staying in here. We got Yeah, he's the only one I'm going to call out here. This isn't an anti shout out. It's just Manu is awesome. I love talking to him. We know Manu is big on values of stuff, right? Like continued value, increasing value, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't love talking about value when it comes to the collecting stuff, but I know people in chat love talking about value and what shit's worth. It does matter if you're not crazy stupid like me, where you're not gonna, or where you plan on selling stuff eventually. Like Domino, she's not going anywhere until my kids have to sell her.
And we want to make people like Manu happy, you know?
Exactly, because otherwise he won't come back and watch our show.
Yeah,
even if he has to go to back and forth between chats. So
cleaner designs are my favorite too.
Terra Peak trading cards. We customized it February 1st through February 28th. This doesn't cover anything in the last 5 days. Sorted it by price, lowest to highest. All non-sports trading cards that have sold during that time frame. What's our highest selling cards? 2013 Marvel Retro Red PMG Spider-Man.
Oh wow, shocker.
PSA 7. Amazing. Who would
have
thought
shock.
Spider-Man would have been the #1 selling card? Almost $20,000.
Yeah.
Piggy Banks Jumpman DeLorean Black Money Band Label Basker 2 out of 3 Piggy Banks. $16,790 on auction.
Wow. That's
Mandalorian.
I guess. Unless you're in the chat and you bought it, then my bad. But like, okay.
I mean, I don't get the Piggy Banks thing, but the card itself is pretty sick. I don't know anything about Piggy Banks, so it might be something that, drives that sort of price, but badass looking card. We'll skip that one because that's technically a sports card that somebody listed wrong. Donald Trump signed 2012 Leaf Pop Century signatures, PSA 10, sold for almost 10 grand.
Wow.
We got 2023 One Piece promo. This is from the the PSA thing, isn't it? Or no, this is from the official event. No, this is from the official event.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Numbered out of 700. Oh my god,
and
700 of these?
It went for how much?
Oh, doom. Stupid money. $9,900 in a PSA 10, and there's 700 of them.
Manu, One Piece.
Get some One Piece cards, brother. I mean, even the card that came in the PSA stuff, Raw was selling for 160.
And we're about to get one.
Here we go. Pokemon, Japanese. Mario Pikachu 2016 PSA 10, $8,200. That's cool, though. That's freaking cool.
That is pretty cool.
Manu would have to say that's pretty cool.
Is that technically non-sport? I mean, that's TCG.
It's TCG's non-sport. I'd say that probably falls in the it's a different Pokemon's technically a different category from non-sport in
it's its own thing.
So it would technically be eliminated from the list here. Kobe Bryant, that's not on the list there. Another One Piece 7452. 2022, 23 One Piece promos. Those One Piece promos, man.
Wow.
That's a Black Label 10.
One Piece has been up there right now, huh? They've been real popular. I've been seeing them a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of people collecting that.
Disney Lorcana.
Those boxes are like Elsa. $6K. Wow.
Yeah.
One
Elsa,
piece?
$7,200 for 2022 Elsa Expo collector set.
Those are awesome. I'm surprised those are still going. That's D23 Expo. Oh, so that's a D23 promo. Yeah. Which was the first promos of
baseball. Hey Manu, another One Piece card, brother. $7,100.
I like that
Black label. Same promo card.
Yeah, Manu, when are you gonna do some TCG content? I mean, I've been subscribed to your channel for forever.
Those technically fall under those technically fall under that TCG stuff too, don't they?
Yeah.
It's non-sports pulling all this.
Can people in the chat encourage Manu to finally drop some content? I've been subscribed for like 2 years. Nothing.
Mickey. When is he gonna make a YouTube?
True Black out of 10. Mickey Mouse. $6,400. Sorry, $6,900. There we go. Another Pokemon. Walt Disney signed check autograph.
That's cool.
$68.59. That's cool.
Pokemon. Harry Potter quad. Don't tell Will about this one. He'll be mad that this isn't a rat. PSA
Oh,
6
wow.
quad auto. I gotta tell you though, man, I don't
2006.
honestly. To me, there's not that many autos on the card. Why even have it? Especially on card like that. Why even bother grading it? People say encapsulation, protection, stuff like that, but I think at this point the 6 probably hurts you more than if it was raw and you sell it.
I guess, yeah. Throw the authentication.
Unless
on
it is just a 101. But even then, 101s, people see less than an 8. They still, the mindset still goes, okay, it's less now. It's worth less.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Another Marvel card, $6,100. Doctor Strange Gold 101, retro PMG.
Avengers Metal.
Yep, Avengers
I
Metal.
mean, bringing back the
And this
retro PMG.
one's got all kinds of surface issues too. You got the corner here, you got a fleck here, you got peeling along the letters here on the M, a little bit going on over top of the L. Great picture to see some of the defects.
Yeah.
The rest of this
Parts
foiling
have
up here looks
problems with them though.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Horrible
Yeah,
parts.
they have a hard time with them. But $6,100. How do you feel, Doom? If you're looking at this card, how do you feel on that price? I mean, it had 33 bids on it.
Like me or like just objectively?
No, not that you're buying it. Just objectively, what do you feel on that? Considering that's the only 101 gold retro PMG that's on here.
I guess it makes sense. I mean, I just saw didn't they announce Golden, the Topps Chrome Iron Man went for 51,000
For the Super
I guess
Fractor?
on that you got a bargain. Like, I don't know. It's just weird right now.
Yeah.
101 gold PMGs are a thing though. Like,
Yep.
it's not too many.
Topps Chrome Disney Rex Super Fractor, $6,000.
That's a cool card.
That is a cool card.
That's crazy.
Super fractors. They look nice.
They love the Super Fractors. More sports, currency, Bitcoin Onyx 101, 5750. Yeah, so I mean, oh, here we go. We got our first Topps Chrome Marvel. Imagine who it is.
Oh god.
Spider-Man Red. Oh, it didn't even pull it up. It wouldn't even pop up the picture. There we go.
Out of
All right,
5.
Spider-Man Red out of 5, PSA
Also,
9.
I do like this card with like a comic book in the background. Yeah, it's cool.
Patrimony.
Red out of 5.
Patronizing.
Color match.
$5,500. Yeah,
don't like the
I mean,
price,
so
but
then we're getting to some other stuff. M&M autographs here. More TCG. Star Wars. Here we go. We got Star Wars. Dual auto. Andor.
Sticker autos. That's another thing. Cops, come on now.
Sticker autos. Yep. So somebody paid. Where's that one at? That one is right there. $5,000 for 2 sticker autos.
It's tough.
Crazy.
They're paying for the 101. That's all they're paying for.
That's it. So I mean, that kind of gets. So I mean, when we're looking at this,
Nathan,
unless it's
he's asking.
Who's asking?
You know, the troublemaker.
Oh, this guy. No, not weekly.
No,
we can't do this weekly. There's not enough information to go out.
Yeah.
Weekly. What's the point?
No, I mean, look,
every 3-4 weeks, maybe first of the beginning part of the month, sort of thing.
That
We want it's the format is. We're at the end of the show here anyway, so we'll kind of go over some format stuff if that's okay. So we wanted this guy on down here, Donnie. So if you didn't see the beginning of the show, Manu, go back, watch the beginning of the show, get to know Donnie a little bit more. Talks about his collecting, his history, stuff like that. Then we rolled into a couple different topics. That's kind of going to be the format of the show. We're not always going to do the eBay thing, but we know people like to kind of see value stuff. Shane's not doing top 10 for card drop anymore, so it's like and Gingy's over there selling clothes in the UK. So
Gingy's been
kind of show you
MIA.
that scum stuff.
We got to hold it down until Manu does the top 10s.
That's right, Manu. You have a big Instagram following. Just do a top 10, Manu.
Yeah, it's easy layup right there.
Exactly. Yeah. He can
yeah.
do his top 10. Spider-Man, 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 Spider-Man. Honorable mention, Venom.
Yeah.
Honorable mention, Masterpieces XL.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. the top 10
100%.
best-selling Masterpiece XL cards.
I would
But,
watch the story about that.
I would check it out. I'd give him a heart. I won't share it because if it's all about Spider-Man, I'm not sharing it. I'm sorry.
But if it's all about
So-
Batman Manu in the future, I'm there. Signed
Yeah,
up.
Manu, you dabbling in the DC world when that stuff comes out in cards, or only if it's 5x7s? But while we're waiting for his 20 paragraph response, just kidding. Snick, he asked earlier, can we talk a little bit more about MentalCon? So shameless plugs.
Yes.
He's in the chat. He's not on his proper channel, but also known as Retroverse UK. Good morning, Jake. It's early
What's up,
morning
Jake?
for him. Have a good day at work, bud. Stay safe. Don't electrify yourself today. But Jake and myself host MentalCon. It's an annual fundraising event where we raise funds for different charities. We picked a different charity every year. The last 2 years total, we've raised just over $50,000 to raise awareness for mental health. Kind of like a extended hangout session, which turns into therapy for some people, and people are allowed to talk about kind of things that are on their mind, and it's a way for us to just all kind of decompress while we raise some funds. We have a group of artists that have been gracious enough to donate artwork to us on our own MentalCon cards that we then auction off. And if you want to see some of those cards, just send me a message, like from the previous year. Just send me a message on Instagram, True Blue Collectibles. It's the same name as my screen name there, and I can get you a link for the previous website where we did the auctions last year. But yeah, we do 5x7s, quad panels, triple panels, and standard cards. The artists get the cards, they do all the artwork, send it all back. We have whichever ones want to come on, and we just we run those auctions and raise funds, and we just hang out for a while. The first year, Jake and I did 24 hours straight minus a couple breaks when the NSDC. I gotta get that figured out. The NSDC podcast. This guy over here, their fearless leader, and Elusive Collectibles and Sergio pulled the middle of the night graveyard shift for us.
It was
and
fun.
helped us out
First
a lot
time I
there.
talked to Manu.
Yeah,
Really connected the hobby MentalCon. So yeah, that was fun.
yeah. Fred Ian did a couple pieces for us that year. And then last year we had FX and Freddie and did some more pieces. We did a raffle last year with 9 5x7s. We're doing the raffle again this year. It'll be 9 5x7s. The theme this year is DC. So all the DC 5x7s that come back this year, we're going to pick 9 of those from the artist. They'll go into a custom frame with museum glass, and you can buy raffle tickets for that and potentially win that through the raffle.
Wow.
Can we get Tony to help? He needs through MentalCon. I don't think we can afford the help that Tony needs. that's like institutionalized help. We did want to help. I say did's not the correct word. We do want to help individuals that were affected by the forest fires this year. If there was anybody that was affected by that, we want to find a way that we can help them out somehow. But nobody's reached out to us to give us any names for that. Now we do have another charity that is our primary charity for this event. That we're going to be doing an interview as soon as we kind of work out the logistics of work schedules and stuff like that. We'll do an interview with that charity. They were recommended by a member of the community, and I think it's a great charity that does a lot of good for families who have lost children and helping them through their grieving process and stuff. So it's beneficial. I think first year we did Wounded Warrior Project. Last year we did comic books for kids. This year we decided we were going to try to help a little more in our own community if we can. That's a little tough because it's not tough. It's just not as easy because we're not a registered charity. We're a fundraiser that then donates to the charities. So maybe in the future, it's something we do is look into becoming an actual charity, but there's a lot involved with doing that and keeping that running when both people are working full-time jobs too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good cause. That is, the first year was 24-hour live stream, consecutive 24 hours. We actually went overtime, so we're like 25 hours and a half, 25-15, something like that. Last year was a 48-hour straight stream where we actually subbed out hosts on the show.
That was crazy last year, man.
Yeah, and 48 is too much time. So Jake, never again 48. Because when we're doing crossword puzzles with Billy at 3:00 in the morning, just to pass the time because everybody's sleeping. But yeah, this year I think we're gonna probably do. We're not doing like a 24 straight, but it might be something where it's like 20 hours over the course of 2 days, like maybe a 12-hour Saturday or 10-hour Saturday, and then like a 10 or 12-hour Sunday, and do something like that, where it still kind of covers the different time zones where people that want to participate can participate, but it's not completely overnight for us to where, we're dying at the end of the next day when the stream's getting ready to wrap up either. So
yeah. And where can you go to bid on these when it does happen?
So the first year we did GoFundMe, but we have to run all the auctions live. Last year we used a website called betterworld.org, which worked out fine for what we needed it to do. Plus it has the raffle options, but we lose some of the funds due to their processing fees. Okay. So we're trying to figure out something where we can do it on our own website, because the process for us to get the funds to the charity is the same. The funds go through the MettelCon bank account into the charity, and we make those donations available if anybody wants to see those. But we're trying to find a way to reduce our overall fees that we have involved in the fundraiser, because the point is to get as much money to the charity as possible. And if we're losing 3 to 5% on fees, if there's another way we can do that and accomplish it, we're going to do that if we can make that happen. So we're definitely looking at our own website for that this year, so that way we can kind of minimize the fees and maximize the impact that the money can have. So
nice.
Snick, really, I mean, I'm not the best person to talk to when it comes to like how people can help. I mean, I got all kinds of ways somebody can help, but expressing that to people isn't my strong suit. It's not like a controlling thing. It's just like it's not even a lack of faith thing. And I don't know what it is, where it's like I have to like oversee it or do it myself, so that way I know that it's getting done. It's like checking that box sort of thing. But there's plenty of people that have helped, whether it's coming on and hosting a segment, being a guest on the show, bidding on items, promoting the show. That is the biggest way that you guys in the community can actually help, is promoting the show whenever we're post a stream that we're going to do, sharing that out to your networks to get more people's eyes on it, and just letting people know about it. So spreading the word and watching the stream. Yep, that's massive. That's a massive part of it right there. So because there's not that much back end to it. The sketch cards get mailed out, the sketch cards come back, they get photographed, they get uploaded, the auctions get done, and then they get shipped out. So there's like the first year was a lot of logistic stuff because everything was live auctions on stream and then GoFundMe. We had to track everybody's information, who won what cards, all that stuff, and then we had to reach back out afterwards to get shipping addresses and coordinate all that. And then last year was so nice because you just bid. When you bid at the end, we end the auctions, and then it sends out the payment information. You pay. It has all your shipping information. We print the shipping label. It was just so much easier last year, and we're looking to continue to do that this year, where there's not a whole lot of logistic stuff that we have to deal with as far as like chasing people down to take care of that sort of thing. But so yeah, numbers. Let's say numbers. Hope you're 878. Yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah,
good to see you. Been a little bit since I've been on, so good to see you. Nope, not home from the road, man. Still doing good out here. Hope you guys are all staying safe in this crazy weather that's going across the country. So little bit longer episode than we had planned on tonight, but we covered a lot. I think
Yeah, that was fun.
we'll fine tune it. We'll make this box right here a little prettier in the future. This box over here is fantastic. This one down here will change on a regular basis whenever we have somebody on. But yeah, they got some stuff we're gonna probably dabble with as far as the scenes go, to make it a little bit more of an enjoyable experience for you guys. Appreciate you guys all hanging out with us. Now everyone dance. Everybody do what Tony says. He's the puppet master.
I'll let Tony dance.
Tony's gonna dance.
Go ahead, Tony. You're killing it.
So, but yeah, that's all I got, man. Do you got anything?
No, I mean, this was fun. It was nice to hang out.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, we just, I guess the objective just to create more spaces for hobby talk. I think it's always
for sure
always nice to have that environment and joke around, catch up with Manu and everybody in the chat, and hopefully get more people to do it. I love watching people interact, people like Donny, Raj, and shout out to Graydon too. I know he's been
busy with the kid.
Yeah, but
he's busy with the baby. Yep.
It's always nice to provide a space, and if anyone wants to hang out, Discord, post stuff, or Facebook, Hobby Hangout. Make sure you can sign up if you haven't signed up, but for sure.
That's a great way too. You could donate stuff for us to auction off as well.
There you go.
So, but Donnie, any last words from you, sir?
Well, I wanted to say, thank you for having me on. It's amazing.
Yeah, man.
It went by so fast when you start having good conversations, and I'm surprised it went that far. But as far as Sketch Card Wars, when do you guys have that next one coming up? Like, is it every 2 weeks or every week?
You're not the first person to ask this. I don't run that show.
Oh, okay. It seems like you are, because you're the host for sometimes.
Nathan, well, you gotta understand, you run everything, okay?
I just like to bring it up just so people are aware of it.
You're our anchor of the hobby.
Yeah, it changed the way
It all revolves around you. I'm sorry, that's just the responsibility we put on you.
So the Sketch Card Wars, that is Dre Studios thing. The reason it airs on my channel is because we share a StreamYard, and to get eyes on, because my channel has a bigger following, is we air it there as well. But we want everybody to go to the Sketch Card Wars channel to subscribe there,
to that one.
watch there. Follow DonnyBoyMcCoy _collects on Instagram. Go over to
many
currently
don't even worry. It might change.
What your
don't
YouTube
get
channel is anymore. Also, follow him on Instagram.
And his DC podcast. Go check out that one.
There's no O. Don't even worry. No O.
Yeah, someone took it, and I reached out. They didn't want to give it up. What can you do?
Probably Tim.
Yeah, probably Tim.
He knew, so he took it.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to the new Sketch Card Wars. So shout out to Dre, and make sure you subscribe to that channel.
Sunday. Sure. It's planned for Sunday night.
Let's go.
So that's the next plan. There was supposed to be one last Sunday, but it didn't work out, schedules and stuff. This Sunday, he didn't tell me I couldn't say. He didn't tell me I could. He just gave me a list.
Shout out to Dre.
Tony Perna is going to be on.
Okay.
Todd Beats and Jay Fife.
Nice.
So Joseph Reed, Old Man Venom, he's going to be the host for the night.
Nice.
Myself and Matt, when we're there, we are broadcasters.
Yeah,
we're just Joe Buck and Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. That's probably too high of a level. That's probably self-esteem right there. Since you guys keep saying that we're hosting the show, we'll just call ourselves Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. But nice. we're not the hosts. We're just helping broadcast for them, giving some play-by-play and keeping some conversation going while the guys sketch and draw. It's a great time. 2 15-minute segments. They get a random character. Each artist gets to submit, I think, 4 characters, and then spin the wheel of death to see who they get. They get 15 minutes to draw halftime, talk about their piece and where they want to take it and where they're at and how they feel like it's going, and then 15 more minutes to finalize where they're at for the competition. We talk about their pieces at the end. We're not really picking a winner, but we pick which ones we like the best or whatever, and then let chat talk about it a little bit, which ones they like the best. And then the artists sometimes will go back and spend 2-3 more hours on the pieces and finish them off. And if you follow Dre Studios on Instagram or Sketch Card Wars as well, they'll post those finished cards there. A lot of times you can reach out to the artists, and you got to be quick because Jeremiah Novak will hit them up very quickly. So if you want to buy any of the sketches that they do on the show, reach out to them while they're doing the sketches, and they can follow up with you afterwards.
Yeah.
You're Paul, welcome in.
There's Paul.
Welcome in, Paul. Hey, he says he's late. You're late, but the nice thing is you can always catch the replay. Live chat replay does play, so you should be able to go back and see the live chat as well. But I don't really have much else other than John Cena sucks.
Oh wow.
Peace, guys.
Peace, y'all.